So this is my magic tool bag, and here I've got all my historical tools that I use to make my things out of soapstone. The bowls, the molds, everything. So let's have a look. Alrighty, so I've got saw. So it is what it is. I've got chisels. Okay. I've got a whetstone. This actually comes from Eidsborg, Norway, where they were making these, quarrying these from the year 700 or so. So that's from an actual quarry where they made it back in the Viking Age. Because a safe tool is a sharp tool. And this knife, I use this to scrape bits off too, as well as, you know. And I chose this one because the original, the tip was broken off, and I like that because that way I won't poke myself as much. Got a rasp here, a bunch of scrapers, and I'll show you that at the end of the video. And then here I've got a pump drill. There we go, soapstone pump drill. And I'll show you how that works later on in the video as well. So, these are my tools that I use to make all my stuff with. Alright, so let's get to showing how they work. Okay, so I'm going to use my rasp now to even out the space, and that'll give me a nice flat surface that I will be able to see the cracks on, and then I'll sketch out the form, and that'll let me then start to see what part of the stone I'll be using. Okay, so here I'm using the rasp. Now I got the nice flat face, so I can see more what I'm working with now. And then what I like to do at this point is I use the, I use the back end of my saw, and I'm going to get some shadow, and I'm just going to scrape it. And what that's just going to do is clear up some of the tool marks and show me where it's high. I think it's pretty good. Now that I've found on the stone where the object's going to be, I just need to start trimming away. I could use the chisel and chisel it, but I find I'm just fast enough. I've got a saw, so I just go ahead and just saw on the line. And that gives me my form. Okay, for the concave surfaces, like the insides of bowls, or in this case, the back of the snap-tuned forge stone that has a cup shape, I'll go ahead and use the chisel. And interesting note is the tool marks on the both finished and unfinished original soapstone bowls show that this type of tool was used to form them. And I found that the chisel with the asymmetrical cut, so flat on one side and angled on the other, that produces the tool marks that correspond to the ones in the originals. Yeah, so this I think probably the chisels make about, oh gosh, 80% of the bowls. The whole insides are made with the chisels. And then, yeah, I have my pump drill with my soapstone flywheel. I can just swip out the bit and put in one to make a circle and dot pattern if I want to make those on antler or bone, or I can make a smaller hole or a bigger hole. This one here I can use, for example, if I want to make a hole on a bit of soapstone prior to putting on the lathe to make a spindle whorl. And all I do is just poke it in the middle, and then wind up a little bit, and then I have at it. Like that. of my scrapers. This one I've got the rounded bit here and a little beak here that's square on the sides. I don't know if you can see it. Square on the sides. It narrows. And these I make for when I need to carve for a mold. You see, it's specifically I forged these to make this mold, because you know I make a lot of them. And that way I'm sure that the insides are straight down and the bottom's flat, and it gives me the right depth. And this side here is what I use to make the ingot molds. See, just slides in there. And I get the right shape. And to get the ends, I have it this way, and I can just push it in like that to get the ends carved right. There you go, see that? And then this one goes back and I round them out as the original. This one has a little tiny peak at the end, and that one I'll use to make my very fine details, like when I'm doing that one from Berica, or anytime I need to make very, very fine marks. And my little scraper, I use this part for the inside of bowls to help get rid of tool marks and round it out. And I got a flat side here, and this flat side here I use to scrape to get the surfaces nice and even, as you see here. So I'll go back and rough it out. See how that works? Like here I've got marks from when I was sawing it. So I'll just go ahead and remove those like that. That's these. So that's what I use these guys for. And that's just another little fine detail. See, I can make like a smiley face. That's what that one's for. And again, this has a little smaller version of this beak. So when I need to go in and hollow things out, I'll use that. So that's what my little scrapers are for.